a simple framework that you can use to run an effective meeting one time, once a week for 15 to 30 minutes each week. Hey, Chris Schwab here, and I wanted to just welcome you back to the channel because we have a really important topic for today. This is totally different than what other businesses are doing, where they're doing 1 or 2 meetings a day for 45 to 60 minutes each time. Now, to me, that level of meetings is a form of insanity designed to keep you away from actually growing your business and from enjoying your time working every day. What we've done for years in my businesses now is have a single meeting once a week where we have to hit on all of the most important topics in a very compressed amount of time, and then go back and get to work and actually do those things and then meet again to update each other on our progress. So I'm gonna share with you a simple framework today that you can use to implement the same super efficient meetings that I use in my own businesses. And if you comment on the video, I'll be happy to share the actual meeting template with you as well that we use and customized for my businesses, so you can use it exactly as is for your business too. The first thing I want to talk to you about in regards to efficient meetings is the framework that you're actually going to use to conduct the meetings. It's a very simple framework. It's really just a 3-step process. The first step, your VA or your manager at your company is going to do this step for you. They're going to talk to the other team members before the meeting with you, the CEO, takes place, and they're going to agree on what the most important points are that need to be hit on in that discussion. So they're going to have a meeting agenda at the top of 3 to 5 things that absolutely must be covered with you, the CEO, for that meeting to be a success and for them to know what they need to go away and do so they can do it. That's the first section. You're going to have a simple section limited to about 5 to 10 minutes where they get to talk to you very quickly about the most important things. The second section is a reminder section for important notes that they need to update you on, or for items on last week's agenda which need to be covered again this week. This is so that you're not just always covering new stuff, but that you're returning consistently to the important parts that need to be gone over again, that need to be refined, that need to be updated so that everyone's on the same page. And the third thing that you're gonna do during the meeting is you're gonna have a third finished section, which you're gonna use, and you're gonna place each of the items that you talked through and each of the items that you updated, you're gonna cross them off and move them to the finished section once everyone is clear on A, what was discussed, and B, what they each need to do. So they need to know, each of them on that meeting, what they need to do before you put something into the finished section, because if anyone is unclear, that item is going to keep returning again and again in next week's reminder section, and you're never actually going to resolve the issue. So this is the simple 3-step meeting framework that we use for actually running the meetings itself. That's the nitty-gritty. But there's 3 parts at a high level that you're going to want to implement in terms of mindset, in terms of the people that you choose and work with, that make all the difference for actually having this be realistic. So I can give you the best template in the world for running a meeting, but the truth is, even if it's the best template in the world, if you don't have the right people with the right mindsets working for you who've bought into this template, then it's not going to work, and those meetings are going to run overtime, 30 minutes or 40 minutes overtime, because they want to get through everything at their own pace. You as the owner need to control the pace of these meetings. So the first of these 3 big mindset shifts I want you to consider is you need to be working with people who are very independent. They're not just employees in your company, they're what are known as entrepreneurs. They have an entrepreneurial spirit, but they work for you in their job capacity. And so they're able to talk with you about an action item, and then they're able to go away without supervision, and you know that they're going to do a good job and come to you if there's any problems. So the first one is you're going to want to work with people who are very independent and who actually get annoyed if you try and help them too much. You've given their objective, they want to go off and go do it now. So that's the first one. And one of the ways that I encourage this in the people that I work with is using what's called a fund. And a fund is a weekly fund that each member of my team can dip into, where they can just fix any issue without telling me about it if it's under a certain dollar amount. For example, if it's a $500 fund, they have $500 a week that they can use to just resolve any issues that'll make their life easier or that'll make the customer happy. and they don't even tell me about it because I don't want to know. I want them to be independent enough in their problem solving that they can just go and fix the issue and not bother me. And that will build a habit over time of them being comfortable actually going and just doing the objective that you need them to do and then reporting back the progress to you. The second one is a constraint-based meeting. You want to set clear constraints on the meeting that everyone is aware of and has accepted as the constraints, and then you as the owner need to enforce those constraints. So what I mean by that is you don't say, hey guys, I'd like to keep the meeting a little bit shorter today. You tell them, hey guys, our weekly meetings are Wednesdays at 4 p.m. EST until 4:15 p.m. EST. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes on the first section of this meeting with you guys. I'm gonna spend 5 minutes on the reminder section with you guys, and I'm gonna spend 5 minutes with you at the end, making sure that we all understand what we need to do, go away and do now. And at the end of that 15 minutes, we're gonna go away and go do it. And our aim is to go and meet a week from now and update us on all the great progress that we made. Can you do that? That's how you wanna do it. You wanna present constraints around the meeting that they accept and that you enforce. And if you do that, you can almost instantly make those meetings a third of the time that they were before, because everyone is clear at 4:15, we're done, we're out of here, we got to go work now. So that's the second big objective that you're going to want to work through as in terms of a mindset shift when you start implementing shorter meetings. And the third and final one is don't try and get through everything. If you try and get through everything on your meeting agenda, that's what's actually going to take up most of your time. There's a very popular law in the business world these days called the 80-20 principle, where you want to adhere to the 20% of things that give you 80% of the results rather than the 80% of things that give you 20% of the results. This is a really important law when it comes to efficient meetings. You have your agenda of important top line items and reminders that need to be discussed, and you want to get through as much as you can, but you've got to recognize that you can't get through all of it. So it's a forcing function that forces you and your team to really focus in on only the top most important things in each part of the meeting, and even other things that might have made that final list might not get discussed because they weren't as important as the most important things on that meeting. So you're forced in that 15 to 30 minute period to only talk through the most important possible things, and then you've got to talk the rest out in your company communication channel or by email or another alternative route. But for the meeting itself, you're forced using that law just to talk about the most efficient things. So that's the third mindset shift in terms of implementing a great and efficient meeting system. So again, if you want the template for what I use in my business, comment below and I'll send you the exact same template that I use across all of my businesses for running efficient meetings. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope to see you again soon, and I hope they implement this system so that you stop wasting hours every week on useless meetings. Peace out.